Hi, you're still working on the baby buggy. Now in this video we are going to show you how to attach the sides to your gusset. You've made the sides and you've made your gusset. Now this happens to be the large baby buggy and I'm going to be showing you on the small baby buggy. So what you're going to do is, here I've done one side already, but I will show you on the other side. But this is what we're aiming for, is to pin the sides to the gusset, leaving an opening here for the center of the baby buggy. To do this, you're going to start on these 2 points right here. You're going to take your pin and you're simply going to pin straight through your binding, very close to the edge, down into the gusset. You want to try and hide your pin tip so you don't poke yourself with your pin. Do that side and then come back and do the other point. Now I like using these flower pins because they're a little bit easier for you to pull out when you go to pull them out. So pin straight down through. Hopefully you can see this on camera. Right down into the gusset. And again, I'm just going to put 2 pins right on this corner to keep it nice and firm. Then you're going to continue to pin straight down through, I would say about every inch. And you just want to go right down into the gusset. Again, try and keep your pin tips buried in the gusset. So pin all the way around. And I'll go from one end, I'll go back to the other end and pin on this end a little bit. So any adjustments that I have to make are going to be on the bottom of the gusset. I mean at the bottom of the baby buggy. Okay, so you get the idea. I'm going to pin all the way around. And again, I want to pin about every inch or so. I'm going to fix that one. There we go. Go back over here. Do a few here. Go back to this side. Do a few on this side. And then finish it up in the very center. Ooh, that's not a very good pin. Pin and pin. I'll go back in and pin this a little bit closer, but that's how you would pin it. The next thing is sewing, and I use a milliner's needle, which is a long needle. I like a size 7 needle, and a heavyweight cotton, any type of 12 weight cotton, which is a thicker cotton. And I'm going to use 2 strands, so I'm going to double it up and I'm going to put a knot at the end. So take your needle, and what you're going to do to bury that thread, you don't want that thread showing, you're going to go in through the 2 layers of the side and then come out right at that ditch in the binding. So I'm going to get a little bit closer to the corner, right there. That way you've buried your knot and it doesn't show. So now I'm going to take one of these pins out so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm coming out on the top edge of the binding, the gusset binding that's on the outside. So I'm right on that very top edge. I'm also going to put on a thimble to do this. I like these leather thimbles. your thread will be getting caught on the needles as you go around. So then you're going across and down into that, so you're going straight across into the first layer, or the inside layer of the sides, and then down into the edge of the outside binding on the gusset. So then it's like a little whip stitch, and you don't have to do this very closely. Every 1/4 inch would work just fine. So go across and down. Get as close to the top edge of that gusset binding as you can. Cross and down. One more time, and then I'll show you the finished baby buggy. Okay, I think that's enough for you. Again, cross and down, cross and down. So your stitches go straight across, and then you're crossing over inside the fabric and then down. Hopefully that's enough so you can see how to do that. Go all the way around, and when you get to the end, bury your knot at the end in between your 2 layers right up here. The easiest way to sew this is with the sides up. So once you've finished this side, you're going to start here and sew the other side. So when you're finished, you're going to have something that looks like this. It's all sewn together. The next step is to make your handles for your baby buggy, and they are done fairly simply. You're cutting your long handle pieces according to the pattern directions. Now this consists of a piece of fabric and another piece of the stiff, 2 pieces of the stiff interfacing. You're simply going to iron the fabric to one side, roll the excess fabric to the back, and iron that down. Now you can finish the ends like I have here. I've just folded excess fabric over and then ironed these pieces in. Or you can keep the ends raw because they will be covered by the button when you sew the button on. Whatever easier for you. Once you've ironed on your fabric to 2 handle strips, you'll place them right sides together and stitch along each long edge, if you can see that. Then simply place that handle, and you're going to pin it on underneath buttons that you're going to sew onto the side. You're also going to tack your handle right here at the very edge, just a few little stitches right there, holding it on so that it doesn't move around. So I have sewn buttons, and this is a 1-inch button. I find a 1-inch button generally covers that raw edge if you're doing a raw edge. And I've layered it with a 1/2-inch button on the outside. And then to cover my stitches on the inside, I've put a button on the inside as well. The last thing that you're going to do is you're going to add your buttons to the bottom to act as wheels. And you're simply sewing those buttons straight through to the inside. And in here, I have not put a button on the bottom. It's a little difficult to reach in there to put a button in. So you will see your stitches on the inside when you attach your wheels. Make sure you're using thread that coordinates with your fabric so that it won't show in there. Once you've put your wheels on, you are all done. Enjoy!